Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about author's viewpoint. You also might hear people say author's point of view or author's perspective. The key word here is author. They're not asking me for my point of view. They're not asking for your point of view. They're also not saying pie, which we often hear is persuade, inform, and entertain. They're not asking that. They're asking about the author's viewpoint or point of view. That means they want their point of view. So, what is that? What is the essential question that they're asking? How do authors support their opinion on a similar topic? So, the author's viewpoint or point of view, or that big word perspective that I said, is basically what is the author's view or opinion on a topic? So, if I asked, what is the author's opinion or view on a book or ice cream or dogs? I would have to read the passage or the book to find out. I might have to dig around for context clues to see what their opinion is or their view or point of view on the topic. Somewhere within the text, I'm going to find clues that let me know what their opinion is on the topic that the passage or the book or the article is about. I put in a picture here on slide 3. Let's take a look. What do we see? What is happening in this cartoon sketch? Take a look at it. I see two people. I don't want to give away too much right now. I just want you to take a look at it. What might be the viewpoint of each of the characters? What is their point of view? I have a character here and I have a character here. It looks like they both have a different point of view or a different viewpoint. How about this next picture? What do you see? What's happening here? There's two different sides of this cartoon picture or sketch. Each person here, or author, if we want to say that, they're each having a different point of view or viewpoint or perspective on what's happening. Try to compare them. We're going to come back to both of these pictures after we learn a little bit more on author's viewpoint or point of view. So here on the left side of the screen, I have all three of those vocabulary terms that I'm talking about that all mean the same exact thing. Remember, author's viewpoint, point of view, and author's perspective all mean the same thing. Basically, summed up a little bit easier is what is their opinion or thought on a topic. So good readers are able to determine why the author wrote a section or how the author feels about something. And that keyword feels tells me opinion, right? What is their view, point of view, perspective, or feeling, meaning opinion about something? It could be ice cream or dogs. It could be something about a reading or whatever your book might be about. If I'm reading Harry Potter, that author has some type of viewpoint or opinion about Harry Potter or the characters in Harry Potter. And how would I tell? I would have to dig around for context clues in there to find the point of view of the author to see how that person or author feels about the characters in Harry Potter. And how would I find out? I would use those context clues to see what the viewpoint or point of view is. Are they positive, negative, or even neutral feelings? That's the next thing I want to talk about. When the author of any article, mentor, text, novel, a newspaper, anything is writing, they are going to show positive views, negative views, or even neutral views on whatever the topic is. Take a look here. These smiley faces all show either positive, negative, or neutral feelings about whatever this ABC cafe happens to be. Take a look at the yellow smiley face. It says the food at ABC Cafe was amazing. I see the word amazing, which happens to be a context clue, and I see the smile. So, whatever this smiley face feeling is here, he's showing that smile because the context clue amazing is showing me he's having a positive view or point of view here about the ABC Cafe. If I go to the right hand side, I see the blue smiley face having the upside down smile, if you will. He looks like he had a negative experience, and his message said the service at ABC Cafe was terrible. So I see a context clue with the word terrible there. So his point of view was terrible, which is the opposite of the yellow smiley face, which his context clue and point of view there was amazing. Now, in the middle is the green smiley face, and he has the straight across smile there, which happens to tell me is neutral. It's neither happy or negative with the upside down frown face. It's in the middle. So usually the neutral face is neither positive or negative. And let's read his message. It says, "Did you hear that ABC Cafe is now open?" Question mark. That neutral face is not giving me anything positive like the context clue amazing, and it's not giving me anything negative like terrible. It is just simply giving me information. And he just has that straight line across. So not smiling and not frowning, simply negative, no emotion whatsoever. So those are three types of viewpoints or points of view that we can have. We can have a positive, like the yellow smiley face, a negative point of view or viewpoint, like terrible, like that blue frowny face, or a neutral opinion, whether you're not happy about it or positive, you're not negative or upset about it, and you're just neutral, like in the middle. Let's see what comes next. The author reveals their opinion or viewpoint through evidence and facts. Just like up there about the ABC Cafe, we had context clues like amazing, right? And terrible. They will try to convince you to agree with them by presenting facts in the text. So, if we read a little bit more about that ABC Cafe, they may have given reasons and facts why the cafe was amazing or why it was terrible. When we are in reading class and we are working on PWAs, or we are working in texts, or we are reading our novels, there are many facts and readings that you will find with context clues. I want you to continue to read and to look for these context clues and find where the author will provide their opinion. You will find that they will show you and it will reveal their opinion. Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it even neutral? You're going to be working throughout the week on many different texts, whether it be in your novel that you're currently reading or simply just text with your teacher that you're going to have to search and find. Sometimes the evidence is very easy to find, and sometimes you're going to have to dig to find their opinions and facts and evidence to prove it, but it is there. Is it positive? Is it negative? And is it neutral? Just like authors, your version of an account or situation, it may be different than another person. You just have different perspectives, but you have to ask yourself, is the other person wrong just because your thought is different? The answer is no. We are all allowed to have different opinions or viewpoints. Do you remember the pictures that I showed you in the beginning? We're going to revisit those. And I want you to look at them a little differently now that we've talked about the author's viewpoint. We're going to compare it to our own. Remember, there's positive, negative, and neutral viewpoints. But every author, just like ourselves, have different viewpoints. Remember, we all have a different perspective or viewpoint, but just because we have different viewpoints and perspective doesn't mean the other person is wrong. We just look at things differently. Just like we all look different, we all have different opinions and perspectives. And guess what? That is okay. Let's take a look at that first picture again. Do you remember this one? Does it mean the person on the right is wrong? Look at the person on the left. What number is coming out of his mouth? A 6. Because the way he's looking down, the number looks like a 6. But the person on the right is saying 9 because the way he's looking down looks like a 9. Do you see the views that they have, the point of views that they have look different? Is that okay? It absolutely is okay because the perspective or the view that they have looks different, and that's okay. But if this person walked onto this side, do you see that this man here would see what this man saw, and vice versa? Meaning if this man walked on this side, he would see what this man saw. They could explain their viewpoint to one another and they would understand. Just like if you and I had differing opinions or different opinions and explained our opinion or our side or our positive, negative, or neutral opinion to one another, we may understand. Does that mean you have to believe my viewpoint or opinion if I explain it to you? Or does that mean if I read an author's opinion or viewpoint, I have to believe the same thing? No, it just means I may be able to understand where they are coming from. Let's take a look at the next one that we saw in the beginning. Do you remember this one? The same with the picture that we just saw with the number 6 and the number 9, where they saw from side to side. Look at the man on the left. He's way out here, and this guy is way up here on the little mini island. He's screaming, "Boat! I see a boat!" He's standing on the little island and he's shouting out here, "Boat!" But now look on the right-hand side. This guy the boat is up close and he's screaming, "I see land! I see land!" Talk to your teacher. What are the two perspectives or viewpoints here? What is the difference? The view of this picture on the left, the palm tree in the mini island is up close. Do you notice that? So the view here is of the man and he's staring way out into the ocean and he's saying, "Hey, there's a boat. There's a boat. Come on over here. I'm lonely. Come pick me up. I'm by myself. Take me home. Take me home." And over here on the right, there's a man in the boat and he's so lonely and he's up close in the picture and he's screaming, "My goodness, there's land. I have to get to the land. I've been out at sea all by myself and I've been lonely." So do you see how the viewpoints are different? They each want the opposite. He wants to get on land because he's been at water in the ocean and been lonely. And this man has been on this tiny island and he's lonely and he wants to get into the water to be able to get home. Neither of the viewpoints is right or wrong. It's just what your thought and opinion is. So, in summary, let's look at this one more time. The author reveals their opinion or viewpoint through evidence or facts. They will try to convince you to agree with them by presenting the facts in the text. And remember, there's always a positive, negative, or neutral viewpoint. And if it is a neutral viewpoint, they may just give you information. They will not provide you with a positive context clue or a negative context clue.